Personal finances, the importance of learning to manage. It is important to learn how to manage personal finances and create a family budget so you can make ends meet without incurring unnecessary expenses and make your money go further. The first step in organizing your finances is to create a family budget as a planning tool. To understand a budget, we must refer to its definition. The Royal Spanish Academy defines it as a motive, cause, or pretext for carrying out something, a supposition or assumption, the advanced calculation of the cost of a project or the expenses and income of corporation, the amount of money calculated to cover the general expenses of daily life, a trip, etc. The family budget is a plan that quantifies how the family's income will be managed and the activities on which those expenses will be spent. All of this is done in order to ensure sustainability. It is necessary to plan the expenses and the activities on which they will be spent, taking into account that this subtraction can never be greater than zero. Why? Because expenses cannot exceed income. Calculating a budget helps you understand how expenses are structured. Making purchases rationally, rather than emotionally, also serves as a guide for making purchasing decisions. The primary objective of a family budget is to achieve a balance between income and expenses. Furthermore, it is a planning tool and will allow you to balance cash inflows and household resources with the expenses necessary for the proper functioning of the household. In this way, a family budget allows you to observe the behavior over time between two variables, expenses and income. It is important to remember that the value of money decreases over time. Therefore, we must consider that prices increase while income loses its purchasing power. A family budget is a tool that also allows you to clearly see these perspectives, which must be taken into account when creating a weekly, monthly, or even bi-weekly budget. What is needed to create a family budget? First, you need to know all your income. Income can include not only your salary, but also a bonus or other compensation received sporadically. These should be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. On the other hand, if your salary is not fixed, a minimum amount should be considered, and a probable maximum amount should be considered. You should also consider budget items that are due at the end of the year, such as a Christmas bonus or savings fund. Financial benefits, such as vacation pay and productivity bonuses, are income that, while not fixed, can be allocated to savings, but must be considered within your family assets. The second part of the family budget includes all outgoings. That is, all expenses may be insignificant. Some will be variable, and some will be fixed. The important thing is to quantify and identify each of these elements. It doesn't matter how small the expense, from a tip or a treat to major expenses like the purchase of a good or durable goods for the home. Everything should be budgeted, from meals, clothing, and grocery shopping. Your own or your children's education, transportation, personal care, even museum or movie visits, gifts for loved ones, household supplies, electricity, rent, water, gas, cell phone or landline bills, credit card payments, including interest, and habits like smoking, afternoon coffee, or monthly contracted services like a sports club or internet service. The third step in the family budget is to subtract all expenses from your income. If the result is positive, it means there is a surplus, and this is an indication that you have the power to save. On the other hand, if the result was negative, there's a lack of resources, which is very dangerous because it means you are overspending and need to apply for a loan. So, it's time to take action, conserve your resources, and spend less. You must clearly identify unnecessary expenses that are constantly, even imperceptibly, reducing your family income. Another option is to apply for a loan, but you must be careful when you start financing the basic elements of your family budget, such as milk, bread, or food. This can cause more problems and is not an immediate solution. From the UNAM Personal Finance course. Don't save what's left over after spending, but spend what's left over after saving. Warren Buffett. Do you need advice to plan for your retirement or purchase insurance? Contact us. 209-898-0343. Insurance and Financial Services Agents. Hablamos Español. Visit us. www.infisegroup.com